Hello and welcome to another week of MMO Concept Art. I will be your instructor, Steve Curtis. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good.
Good enough.
Good enough. We'll take good enough. Alright, so we have a few things of artwork to look over tonight. Who wants to take their abuse first? Just kidding, Kevin. There's not really any abuse. Except from Wolf.
Wait, do I receive or give?
No, you give.
Oh. Yeah, but mostly to myself. So.
Well, on that note, let's start with you.
Fine. I'm gonna be brutal. You gotta...
It's alright. I can take you being brutal to you.
Nope.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I made some changes to the boots so they're less bad.
Those are better. I do like those better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't mind the color so much. It's just me making adjustments on different
blocking
layers.
out is fine.
Yeah, I also, well, I changed this. I like this a lot better now. The chest piece. And, you know, this stuff was really out of perspective, and it just looks better now. It's not perfect, but it's not so distorted as it was.
Well, you're getting your idea across.
Yeah, I'm still playing with it. Now, one thing that I'm trying to figure out, like here, this is very straight as it goes back, and here was kind of experimenting with it coming out a little bit in the back. So like here, it would be like it would come out a little, not that far, but you know, in the back there, it'd come out a little. So
I like the curve better.
You like it curving out versus straight?
The right-hand side, where the boots got some curve and then the claw comes out. I like that better.
Right. So that's what I was thinking. This isn't quite right. I'd have to fix that, but yeah, I think it'll look more
shouldn't say that because the other one would be easier to model, but I do like it better.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be so on a curve. It can just be.
I know, but that's what I like about it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's something.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Just one thing. The abdomen plate.
Right here?
The lower part I would recommend, this is just me, but I would recommend to split it because if the character bends or anything, you will have a problem.
It's going to become a personal jump spear.
He will never have a Father's Day. And
so do you mean remove it or make it?
No, not remove it. You can split it and put the lower part integrated in the belt.
So it would be So it'd be kind of a bendable part, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right in where you're mousing.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I wasn't really thinking of bending. I was thinking that more protection down, kind of drop down. But yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right there.
Don't worry.
Because we're always thinking about protecting that in this class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know.
In fact, I will show you later one that is actually worse than I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the solution is pretty simple. You just integrate the lower part in the belt instead of the abdominal plate. But yeah, the design overall, I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's come out pretty good as a heavy mech.
So, and what I don't think this is completely right, but what do you think this looks good enough, or do you have ideas
No,
of?
I think it looks good enough. I think between the two arms,
Uh,
you're
get the point of
conveying.
view.
Yeah, you're getting the point of view across, and I mean, there's different schools of thought, but I personally like to leave the 3D artist a little bit of wiggle room for their own creativity.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't like to have if it's down to the point of a draft, then they've become a CAD modeler instead of an entertainment modeler. So I like to not get too overly specific and let them run with things a little bit.
Yeah, so some of that stuff can be figured out better and.
Yeah, I mean, they can be in their modeling and make a few cuts or put in a few lines, and then suddenly something will pop out in their vision that you just wouldn't have seen drawn in Photoshop. And it's usually a good thing when that happens. So.
No, I don't think I've really conveyed this. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I feel foolish. This is one of the things I did wrong. Is I had this going this way, where there should be a line going this way to show, because what this is I want this pendulum thing. What do you call those?
Gear?
Okay, yeah, gear.
I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Gear. This gear of war. Mind you. That I want it to be attached to this, and I was kind of doing that before, and I go, well, this isn't really working because it's on a slant, and so it kind of.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, something to level that out.
Right. So I thought, oh, there might be having a little attachment thing here that kind of levels out, but it's leveling the wrong way. It's like, I think. Well, okay, because I was thinking that maybe it isn't. Now I'm confused. Yeah, I guess no, because that's why I'm.
Well,
I mean, it is right.
You've got it lined out. You've got it lined out, but
connected.
you don't have any color, so there's no light perspective.
Right.
So it kind of comes down to what the person sees when they first look at it. If you look at it long enough, you can make it go either way. So.
Right. No, but I was looking at it wrong for a second. But yeah, no, because this is keeping it straight, and this is keeping it attached. So it is actually right. So I was laughing at myself for nothing.
But overall, very nice.
Yeah, at least the boots aren't laughably terrible. And now they can bend. But yeah, so I mean, if you guys like this, I could try and push it, and
I would like to see it with a little color and lighting on it.
Yeah.
I would also like you to go back and start doing some very roughs. There was a good sentence. Some very roughs. Some very roughs. I'm not coming out of this with a good sentence.
Right.
Of the two ends of our first MOBA map.
If it's not too rough.
Some of the silhouette. Yeah, if it's not too rough on you. What some of the silhouettes on the Alethian and human end would look like in terms of the buildings that are there, and I don't care if they do end up just being silhouettes. Because I know you're fighting with time.
So you want it like from a standing on the ground perspective, not overhead perspective? Or just anything?
Yeah. I guess it doesn't really need to be overhead because they're going to be at the outer edges of the map, so they don't necessarily have to have any true depth or workability.
Yeah. All right. So just to be clear,
it doesn't have to be necessarily a ground view, but a 3D looking at it view rather than a overhead.
And so the bases, right? The buildings at the bases.
Yeah. We're not gonna worry about the attack towers or anything like that just yet. I just want to start getting the outer edge of the map fleshed out.
Okay. The thing is, if you're talking about, I need to know if there are things that we're going to use, like as in the characters or the players will walk up to this building to get this stuff. Or...
No, these will be purely decorative.
So this is like behind that. Just...
Yeah. I mean, literally, if you go around the rest of the map, it's rock cliff or whatever, and these are just the decorative, making it look more epic than it really is stuff on the ends. And from there, we'll work our way in.
But this is still stuff that you can reach as a player potentially.
Well, you could walk up to the face of it. But you couldn't. Right. But you couldn't actually go in or go around. Am I making any sense at all? Yeah,
okay. Like a visible wall, or a visible wall, maybe. Okay, but now what would be very helpful is if we decide, if we put a little backstory on what is going on there. It's like it is. It's a difference between, is it a city, is it there's a town, is it nothing like that, is it just like a mining operation, is it from the Lethean side, is it temples, like for that, is it living places, is it just places of potential worship or something? I don't know.
In my mind, for that desert map to make sense as a MOBA, they would both be kind of like forward operating bases. Nothing terribly permanent. And basically it's a land grab for an area.
So, for the humans, there's no settlement. It would be all like military.
Yeah, we can make them. I mean, we can make. We don't have to do like tents, but it would be the kind of structures that you might see from like the engineering corps, that they're put up pretty quick.
Well, I remember in one of the old videos a few vehicles that were made by Derek that were really big. You could use that.
A few vehicles?
Yeah.
Oh, like
they were really big, like trains, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like maybe in part like transportation things, like almost think
like a mobile center.
What?
You could use it like a
like
mobile center command or something like that.
Oh yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, okay. But I was thinking there could also be construction vehicles or something. I was also, and when you said that, it popped in my head, that huge thing from Star Wars with the people who collect trash and whatever it is.
The Jawa thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so
really
on the human side, something like that, and then on the Alethean side, I'm thinking something more like a very distant from their usual cities type of temple in the rock. Are you familiar with the Valley of the Moon? They used it in the third Indiana Jones movie.
Oh yeah, I know
it's
that.
something like that, where there's like this relatively unused temple out in the middle of nowhere.
So is this maybe something that's abandoned or mostly kind of abandoned, but is still sacred to them, or is it something that is just it was abandoned and now they're using it to hold us off?
Yeah, I would lean towards the second one because it's not so much about the temple as the land grab in between the two. You know, the humans are grabbing it for resources out in the middle of nowhere, and the Alethians, I mean, they're at war. They just don't want them to have them.
Well, I mean, it could be a little bit more interesting if they either want them themselves, or they maybe it's you know, they consider it a sacred area or something like that, and they're, you know,
it could be even. Sorry.
Go ahead. That was it.
It could be even an advanced post, like observation.
Uh-huh. Right.
Let's say, for example, they put it there when the humans started to arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be that too.
It doesn't necessarily need to be abandoned. You can have, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. I just thought that would be an interesting look, and especially compared to like the humans, that if you're going for something that it's like it's built up very fast, you know, kind of thing. The contrast between that and something that's very old would look kind of cool, I think, rather than two new things.
Yeah, I would definitely like to have the kind of new, not permanent structure on the human side, and something that's got a bit of an ancient feel to it on the Alethian side.
Well, and they could also it could have the ancient thing plus an outpost, because it's like, oh, we already have this thing here, and plus an outpost, you know, like, so it could be kind of, you know, both things.
Yeah, you can mix and match.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, I mean, it's like, the thing is, you don't really need to, because, I mean, it's like the buildings that we're going to make, that's going to be their structures and stuff that you can destroy, that's going to be all the new stuff, and the stuff behind it can be, you know, the temple thing.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 'cause the temple is going to be purely, wow, doesn't this map look cool? With no other function whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, and likewise the stuff in the back of the human stuff, that could be, if they're mining there, that could be shown as the mining thing. That might be interesting to have.
See, you got good ideas already. Run with it.
Mining it, and then construction buildings where they're doing stuff with you know, the material, and maybe you know, also buildings, or a building or something for the miners to live in there as they're working.
Yeah, there you go. Love it. Run with it.
And then all the military stuff is going to be all that stuff that is in front of that we interact with, like towers. And,
yeah, we can
buildings.
Have gun towers like the one Nick did or something. That'll be the actual interactive, destroyable stuff. Yeah, I like it. You are charged, sir. Go forth and run with it.
Just me?
Oh yeah, that's your duty for next time.
Oh Jesus. That's a lot of pressure. I want to see what someone else will do with it.
Unless you're suddenly going to take up 3D.
I don't think so. I'd like to, but it's just, I don't think I'll be there.
And actually, Kevin, that would probably be a good one for you for next week. Just some have you done silhouetting before? Please tell me I didn't mute you.
No, actually, I haven't done it. No, I haven't done
Do you
any
know what
silhouetting
silhouetting is?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be a very good exercise to get you started into concept art because, well, frankly, that's where a lot of concept art starts, is with creating silhouettes. So.
So
Okay, I'll do it.
do you actually want it completely black?
I want it as far as you can take it, realizing
Yeah.
that we all have jobs and lives.
Okay. So start off,
But
make the
if
stuff
all you
black,
have is a
and then-
black silhouette, then I'll take
Oh.
that.
But if
yeah,
I could add some
if you
paint
can
to
throw
it,
some detail to it, even if it's not paint, if you can even rough in some grays just to give it a little more detail, awesome.
Yeah, it's just a few tones make a lot of difference. Even
Yeah,
if it's just
absolutely.
a few lines to break structure, to break the surface,
Mm-hmm.
it usually helps a lot.
And because I'm old and forgetful, Kevin, at the end of this, when I take my screen back, remind me, and I will do a very, very quick demonstration of silhouetting and adding a little tone, just so you can see that happen.
All right.
Alrighty, Sergio, coming to you, buddy.
Okay.
All right. So you'd rather me do that this time and render out?
This has nothing to do with it's just no. It was to show the same thing that you had, but this is metal.
Oh man.
Oh,
Ouch. You
Yeah,
were muted
that-
for a while, Sergio. So.
That will hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mind me.
I fought a
no,
battle
the-
and
the-
took out my own appendix.
So,
If he's lucky, it was his appendix.
so
Oh.
that's something you did. When did you do that?
Oh, that's
No,
that's
the-
it, dude. I am so done modeling.
This, let me see. Huh. 2012 was this. That was your question, right?
Yeah. Is that armor down there, or is that something that's bendable?
No, it's a kind of armor.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah, he just wanted to point out
that
that
he's-
design flaw that he saw elsewhere. Because that one's really bad.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Interesting.
How'd you get sent home from the army? Well, I bent over and cut off my own.
Okay, this was thought more like modular wielding of the weapons. You can see I did this really fast. This is pretty much parts of the same thing, mirror, skewed.
I did this really
but-
fast. Oh.
What?
Nothing, just professional jealousy.
You can see that even with that, let me hide this.
One exploded and one put together.
Yeah, you can make variations pretty fast if you do that.
Yeah.
And that's all from those same 6 or 7 pieces.
Yeah. Of course, there are a few that when I put it in the design, I skew a little more or anything. But it's simple. When you finish this, you just reset everything,
Yeah. Nice.
and you can even copy the part to have it there.
I really like
Do
that.
Yeah.
something a little more heavy.
Oh wow.
Wow. All from the same parts.
Just a little more heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, hello,
And
huge
these are
railgun.
actually simple to make. I just did a few splines, make them renderable, converted to editable poly, so I could extrude a few faces.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of more like an energy weapon or something. And this one that doesn't convince me that much, but
These are really great weapons. What is this one's? Fire?
I don't know, but it looks scary.
I don't know. I started to play around with something a little more cylindrical because it was all too square.
Uh-huh.
And I put it there. It could be even, I don't know, cooling system, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's maybe a laser or something.
Yeah, definitely something a bit more heavy than the.
You know, you said fire, and now all I can see is like a plasma version of a flamethrower.
Yeah.
With just this, just this vicious cloud of blue or green plasma that melts people.
Kind of maybe Ghostbuster. Whatever they're called.
Well, I was actually thinking more Star Trek-y, like when you see a plasma conduit burst and like
Right.
that fiery green cloud comes out. Let's make a gun do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those look pretty good.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, but this is pretty much all I got to do.
Oh, that's it? Well, you're fired.
Oh.
This is all I got to do, make a modular gun set. Oh, that's all? Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not what I will use eventually because if I'm gonna do something like this, I would like to do it in a way that you will select a vertex, snap it, and you know it's gonna be there.
Uh-huh. But
And
this is a good way
all
to figure it out.
Yeah, this is just all penetrating, so not really what I would like, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I would also like.
It's a smart way to work. I mean, you get the ideas down, so it's like you don't spend all your time on something that doesn't turn out good.
I would also like to see the poly count reduced, where you could, where things could be done with normal maps instead.
The what? Sorry.
I would like to see the poly count dropped.
Oh yeah.
On areas where you could get away with a normal map.
I don't.
Like the splines have a lot of edges in between them that are basically wasted polys.
Yeah.
Because you could do that with a normal map pretty easy.
Yeah, even this detail over here.
Yeah, the little tiny ribbing and the splines on the heavy gun.
Yeah, I mean, the idea with this mostly it's because I did a few black spots for the guns, but I already showed them, I believe. But the thing is, it's a lot easier for me to see those kind of designs in 3D. So I pretty much.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong; those models are fantastic.
No, yeah, but they're not really usable. I mean, they're mostly for defining design.
Yeah.
And you can later, if you like the designs for topology, the ones you like or the parts you really are going to use, because I made tons of parts that I ended up deleting because I wasn't using them.
I think part of what Sergio is saying is that it wouldn't be appropriate to use normal maps at this stage because it's just finding the look.
That's partly what I'm saying, yeah.
But yeah, the actual designs I want to keep. Those are fantastic guns.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I would want to use those. Great pistol, and that thing under it.
That's a great
It's
assault
really awesome.
rifle. I mean, you have an assault rifle, a heavy gun, and a plasma flamethrower or a rail gun or whatever you want to turn it into. But yeah, that's an awesome cross section.
But my favorite of the two at the top. Those are just perfect.
Yeah, those two are really, really good guns.
Yeah, I mean, just in any game that had those, I would want to use those. You know, I wouldn't have any critiques, except I would go, well, they should be colored.
CIR. See what I said about Wolf?
No, I was just being accurate.
Just change the material and make him pink for Wolf real quick.
Yeah. Let me see. There? Or you
Yeah,
Okay, now-
that's pretty perfect.
Now I would use them.
There we
No
go.
problem.
Now just crank up the specular and the gloss and make them really metallic.
And then we need rainbow particles, because that would be perfect.
They shoot rainbows. That's awesome. What a happy war
what was
would be.
what was the game? Something about Mars.
Red Faction?
Yeah, Red Faction. Did anybody ever play that and get the unicorn Easter egg?
Which one are you talking about? Because I only played the one that was like back to the Nintendo 64 or something.
Oh no,
it wasn't
this
that.
one,
No, it wasn't that. It was like PlayStation.
This one was
Two or
one of the
something.
newer ones, and you could get an Easter egg where you got a unicorn gun that you held under one arm backwards, and then he yanked up his tail and it shot rainbows out its butt and everything, and it was hilarious.
Okay, that sounds a lot more like that Saints Row thing or something. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah, no,
Red
it was Red Faction. The rest of the game was entirely serious, but you could get that Easter egg, and it was just hilarious. I have great appreciation when some artist throws that in there. All right, those are fantastic models. You know what I'm going to do to you, Sergio? And anybody.
That sounded bad.
And anybody, no, not it's actually it's good for you. But anybody who's been here a while is probably going to bust out laughing. Sergio, for next week, I want you to make me rocks and cliffs in 3D.
Okay.
Which should be decidedly easier than this.
Yeah. One thing, I wasn't able to get my boss to lend me his tablet, but I probably I don't know if next week, but maybe the other one, I will have a basic one that my brother will let me.
Well, like the
Probably I will
bamboo
be.
or something?
Huh?
Like a bamboo or something?
Yeah, I had a bamboo. I mean, they're not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, I will be able to finish the lithium models
Cool.
in ZBrush.
That would be great. Yeah, I would really like you and Richard to get together and get at least one character model finished out between the two of you at a level that we can actually animate and use in game.
So you use the tablet and ZBrush, not the mouse?
Yeah. Yeah, you can use the mouse, but it's painful.
It's painful.
Let's
It's
say.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sculpting program, so it would be like
Yeah.
using a mouse in Photoshop.
Yeah, you can get
That makes sense.
I use a mouse almost exclusively in Max, even though most artists use tablets, just because I already knew how to use Max before I could afford a tablet. But yeah, in a sculpting program, it's like Photoshop. You'd rather cut your wrists than try and do it with a mouse.
Yeah. I mean, you can use a few things to make it a little bit less painful, but in the end is
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All right, awesome work, man.
Oh, I have not for Sergio, but I have a question. The silhouettes, did you say you wanted them like the buildings to be 3D or 2D?
Well, they'll be 3D. We'll actually model them out, but we'll cheat.
No, I meant for my silhouettes.
Oh, well, I mean, if you can give a sense of 3D, that's awesome.
Okay. So yeah, not necessarily true 3D. But
Yeah, it does. You don't have to have perfect perspective and perfect shading,
right.
But as long as we can look at it and go, okay, I understand the shape he's going for, then good enough.
And so that's more important than finishing than rendering this guy for right now.
Yes, right now that is more important.
Good.
Rendering out that guy will become very important once Sergio and Richard get the Elysian to a playable level. Because then we can start him on the human. And everything will be sexy. Super, super sexy. I promise.
All right.
All right, let's see. We are at 9:05. I'm going to pause the recording. Everyone can take a bathroom break, drink break, whatever you want to do. We'll come back in 5 and finish off the last couple things we have to look at. I will see you guys in 5. All right.
Hear his thoughts on it.
All right, we're resuming the recording, guys. Tonight's recording will be a little shorter, even though we were here the whole time because, well, we had some downtime for us, and we're not sharing that with you because you're not part of the club. So if you want to be part of the club, come join the MMO. And in our little break, Sergio just went ahead and made a 5th weapon in the few minutes he had. Again, all from modular pieces.
Again, awesome.
And again, it's fantastic. Yeah. That looks like such a wonderful assault weapon with a built-in bayonet.
No, it's not a bayonet. It's an energy thing, builder upper.
Uh-huh.
It's not actually a gun. It's like a rifle-sized taser.
If he's 6 inches in front of me, that's a bayonet. Regardless of its other function.
Yeah, could be multi-purpose.
If he gets to the point where he's 6 inches in front of you after holding that thing and shooting at him, you really work on your aim.
So I'm better with a bayonet. What's your point?
Well, Steve knows he won't miss if he stabs him with a bayonet, then shoots.
Yeah.
Gotta make that connection. It's not a wizard after all.
You stab them first, then they develop a relationship with gravity, and then it's easy to shoot them.
It's like how I used to play Duck Hunt. It's easier to hit the ducks if you put the gun against the screen.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm just waiting for the modular grenade out of this, because that'll be my weapon of choice.
There.
Yeah, there it is. Right there. Perfect.
Do you like him to bounce, or do you like him to stick? That's the real question.
I like to have both at my disposal. I am a grenade connoisseur.
Because my favorite thing is the automatic grenade launchers that bounce, because then you know you're not being accurate, and anyone you hit knows that it's their fault for just standing in the wrong spot.
My preference is the sticky ones, because for whatever reason, I can't hit the broadside of a barn with a gun in combat, but I can put a sticky on your helmet at 200 yards. I don't know why.
And besides, it gives you a certain pleasure when you see it running from the grenade you just toss, and it's on the back.
See, normally when I get somebody with a sticky, they've just killed me, so I get to see them in the death cam, run off and then blow up.
What game are you talking about?
Like Halo, when I used to play Halo, I'd see them the glowy blue ball just stuck to their back, and it was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, you get the little, you killed so-and-so from the grave.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
Yeah, me too. Love it.
You know, Steve, I ended up getting...
All we have to do to stay safe from Steve is a whole bunch of barns.
But stay away from vehicles. That's how I got so good with them. My son loved to run around in vehicles and try and run me down.
I ended up getting Halo 4. It's really good. I thought it was really good.
I used to have a screenshot of me Brett Favring a grenade across an entire map while he was going full bore in a warthog, and it landed right in his crotch.
Nice.
Oh, dear Lord.
All right, anyway, back to serious stuff. Or as serious as we get here. Absolutely fantastic, man. I love all the different designs you're coming up with out of those pieces. That is a project for later, but definitely save this file.
Yeah, I went for this because without the pen and actually having to draw by hand, I end up taking a lot of time that I don't really have, so I did this because it was faster and I can do it with the mouse.
That's why I'm giving you rocks. It meets our needs for the environment, and it buys you a couple weeks of stuff that's not overly time-consuming or requires anything but a mouse. And on that note, all right, Nick, coming to you, buddy.
All right, let's see if my computer can handle all these files that are open and
Well, his mic couldn't handle it.
Oop, let me switch
There
screens
it is.
here. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can switch screens here.
I see your outpost.
Yep, but where you want to be on the other monitor. I bet you see my outpost again.
Only much more gooder.
Yeah, so I've got... That was the final one, but here's what I did before I collapsed all the layers, basically. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. There's a reason why it's blowing up my computer.
Yeah, that's when I look over and go, oh, I've gotten myself in so much trouble.
I labeled
Not
enough
even
stuff.
one. Sorry, not even one of these of those layers is named. How
See,
the hell do you keep track?
One, it's the folders, and two, I labeled like one or two things, and that was enough.
Yeah, that,
Like,
that,
when I'm
that
actually
tells
working
you what
on
the
it.
rest of it is.
Like, so like,
Right,
Scrapyard,
The folders aren't even named, so you have to like hide them and unhide them so you know what it is.
it's one of those things where I spent long enough working on it, and the layers like showed up slowly enough that I remembered where everything was. Like, I haven't worked on it in a week, so I've forgotten now. But at the time, like, see, there's the ships, and that was just lag. Ships. This should be the foreground, then everything else behind it. But
Yeah.
when I open it up, and then this is the midground underneath the thing, and then this is the background, and then the bottom is the sky.
But see, I couldn't do that. I tend to collapse pretty much everything.
See, I was tweaking enough stuff, like this runway, like I tweaked that so many times I couldn't afford to collapse it till the very end.
Right.
There's
That's like me.
stuff.
Yeah, when that happens, it's pretty much the only time I don't collapse because.
Yeah. So most of the layers are actually that runway thing. So.
That turned out fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there are things that still bother me on it. Like, I could spend another 10 hours working on it, probably.
Well, that'll never
Like-
change.
I won't zoom in. Oh my goodness.
Well, no wonder you're lagging. You have Steam running.
No, that's Origin. That's not Steam. I've been playing Mass Effect and taking my own reference shots. It's kind of nice for some of the other stuff I'm doing.
Oh, cool.
But, like, I want to do more detail on the buildings. There isn't quite enough contrast between them. But I have to be done because I don't have time to work on it anymore, really.
Well, I think you're getting the idea across. I mean,
I would hope
at
so.
least mostly.
A nice guy.
Yeah, that started as a photo, but I destroyed the photo so much you can't tell it's a photo anymore.
Yeah, actually,
Like
yeah, he's right. I saw that earlier. That is one of my favorite skies I've ever seen you do. That is.
Oh, this
the
one?
color in that is spectacular.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Where's the thumbnail? I have the thumbnail someplace. Let me grab the thumbnail. It's on Facebook, if nothing else. See, I finally started doing like color comps before I started painting stuff, and it really worked out well. So I do like a thumbnail and then color over the top of the thumbnail.
Nice.
So, yep. There's the thumbnail that I did originally. So I pulled almost all the colors out of the thumbnail. But things got messed up because I changed the aspect ratio slightly, and it threw everything off.
That's actually pretty complex for a thumbnail. Good job.
Yeah, that was... The thumbnail only took about an hour and a half to do, if that, including the color.
And there you go, Kevin, if you're working on something and you're like, man, I can't believe I spent 10 hours on this. Nobody professional would be like that. Yes, we would.
Yeah, like this, I could spend a lot more time on it. But I'm happy with it, which is unusual. What else is there? Then I might as well do the next sketch I'm working on for this project. I've got the thumbnail underneath everything, and I'm kind of blocking stuff out still.
Well, wait a minute.
So
Did you throw some... Do you have a 3D render in that?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, nice.
That's how I'm doing anything that's like complex that I don't want to do, like buildings and stuff, where I don't want to do a lot of the selection painting where you go like make a shape and then fill it in to get a really even edge. I'd do a 3D model instead.
Oh, cool.
Like I will mess up the 3D model by the time I'm done with the painting. Like it'll be significantly more complex with edges and stuff, but
yeah, it gave you your base.
Yeah, exactly.
Saved you a lot of time.
So the final thing I'm going for is that right there with those colors for the big Elysian buildings.
Cool, cool.
And I decided to repeat them sort of off into the distance just to give a better sense of scale and mountains and boats. And I've it's gonna be like Coruscant from Star Wars, you know, where you've got the little ships flying around it, just as like tiny specks.
Oh, gotcha.
So just to give it a sense of scale.
Very nice.
So that's another one I'm working on, and if you guys want to see some of the stuff I'm working on that isn't for this, I need to save this before I close it. But then I've got the Mass Effect one I've been working on. So this one I'm going to try to finish tonight. I'm not going to be happy with everything if I'm doing it that way, but it'll be done.
This is for that show you're going to, right?
Yeah.
It's coming
You're
along
going to finish
pretty
this
good.
tonight?
Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I have one more character to do. Let's look at print size. So that's what it looks like, actual print size, because the thing is going to be, after I frame it, it should be like 16 by 26.
Did you actually do the vehicle, or did you grab that?
I did the vehicle. It's a 3D model I painted over.
Nice.
See if I still have the actual 3D model. See, the layers eventually, when I'm normally working, I like to save them just so I don't lose stuff, but like that's pretty close to what I started with.
Very nice. Well done, sir.
You know, when I want to save the layers, what I usually do, because you have to keep in mind that I'm currently working in my laptop, my PC is dead.
Yeah.
What I do is I save a file with no layers, but with high resolution. Open that, close the other one, and continue in that. And whenever I need something, I can go back.
Yeah,
I tend to work in iterations, I believe it's the word.
Yeah, like I definitely have stuff I can go back to, but I like to save my layers in the document just so I don't have to open up the file, because I am working on my desktop and I just built it so it can handle a lot of stuff. Just not two of those huge files open. Because I had that one and that other one open at the same time, and that's what was destroying my computer.
Ooh, nice rough.
So yeah, that was the rough for this one. So once again, I just sort of same general colors, just really rough, and then sort of painting over it, like tweaking the composition a little bit as I go.
That's coming along really well.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm glad Tyler left for the military. If he saw this, I would have to buy a print from him.
Nice. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. But I've got those 2 shows not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend, so I'm not going to be able to get much done because I don't have anything printed or framed yet, and so that's probably 2 days of work next week after my full-time job.
Well, and that's a perfect segue. You do actually have one other piece of artwork to show that is not MMO related, but is 3D Buzz related. Would you please pull that up?
Sure. Let me save these things so I don't blow my computer when I open it up. Because, yeah, the other problem is they're all huge files.
Yeah, that's a problem when you're running
Yeah.
1 or 2 print size things. That just kills you right there.
So, yeah, 4,800 by 7,800, 2 of them. Yeah, that doesn't work.
300, yeah.
Where'd that go? Let me see if I can find it. It's someplace. You want the layers, or do you just want the thing to open up?
Yeah, if you just got a JPEG of it, throw that up. That's fine. We don't have to go through the layers for this.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, that was faster than the other ones because I wasn't quite as worried about tons of detail.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, I posted it on... I might have posted it on DeviantArt too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is Nick will be the latest contributor to 3D Buzz's material, and this will be the final in his course on concept environments.
Cool.
And we want Nick to be successful, so tell all your art friends that are not member sponsors to buy his course.
So, all the color though, I just did it all with like blending layers together, see, now I've lost all my layers. I don't know where anything's at. I stopped working on it, but
I love the shapiness.
Shapiness.
Of that.
I like that.
Of that hill thing.
It's not like you made up a letter.
But I mean, it's just like all the different planes and stuff. Just how it's almost tree-like. Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah, like I was thinking that when I was working on it, but I was okay with the tree mountain.
Yeah, no, I mean it's cool.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
think that made it fantastic. There's 2 things I like about it. 1, the high level of detail. 2, the fact that detail was not gotten with photo texture.
Yeah, the only thing, I don't know, I almost count that tree brush anymore that I use in the foreground as photo texture just because it's such a photo-y brush.
Yeah, but it's not, so... Hush now. So yeah, please share that with everybody. We want Nick to be successful in his first endeavor here. And Wolf, I already told you about Tyler, right?
What about Tyler?
Tyler Edlin? Did I forget to bring that up?
No, you haven't told me.
I have confirmed, and he has begun a character concept course.
For here?
For here.
Wow.
For us.
Now, is this one of a live thing, or is this?
No, this will be a VTM.
Okay. Now, will there be any kind of office hour type thing?
That I don't know about. That's going to end up being his discretion.
Yeah, got it.
But I can tell you he has spent a week reviewing character VTMs at various other sites and on YouTube and stuff. and has picked apart everything he thinks is wrong with them and then set up his course to rectify that.
Oh, no, cool.
So I'm expecting it to be, both of these courses to be very, very cool courses for people that want 2D.
When did you say that would be?
He's got a couple weeks vacation, so I don't know when that will be done. He has begun setting it up, but I would guess probably about a month or so. Because he'll end up having 20, 30 hours into it of actual time versus recorded time. So it won't be up tomorrow. But
Right. Well, I'm sure even if there's no office hours, there'd be a forum open where we could display and get feedback.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I told him I'm bringing this up in the MMO tonight because you have a huge fan at the MMO. I'm be very excited to hear that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, we've got the 2D world kicked up to speed. Now I just got to find some people that can do some of the 3D I don't know, like Maya and Blender. And then we'll be rocking and rolling again.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that'd be great to pick up Blender again.
Yeah, I am kind of, I would almost use the word desperate. I have yet to find somebody I'm alright with, I'll put it that way. But they're out there, and I will eventually find them. Alrighty, excellent job, sir, on all fronts.
Why, thank you.
And I know you have some stuff for this to finish it up, so I'm going to assign you absolutely nothing this week.
Thanks, because absolutely nothing is getting done outside of art shows and editing recordings, basically.
Yeah, there's no point in asking for what you know you're not going to get.
Yeah, but hopefully after these art shows, I'll have more time.
I am looking forward to it. All right, I will grab me back. Make sure I have the right screen again. Yep. All right, you guys have a nice hay round?
Yep.
All right, awesome.
Okay. I thought you were like trying to make some pun or something.
No puns.
You worked really hard on this.
Well, this was when we were talking earlier. This is the area that I want you to concentrate on. So we won't actually be able to get around behind it or anything, but it will have to be 3D because they will be able to walk up to it. So I just wanted to visualize that for you. And I wanted to do the kind of high-level artwork your Pew Pew guy was. So.
That what?
Your
your Pew Pew.
I forgot to do the logo again.
What?
You forgot to do what?
The logo. Or Future Check.
Oh, the Future Check logo.
One day I will remember
that.
and I will bring it.
That will be an awesome, awesome day. And if this is the human side right here, I will slap a big banner of Future Tech right there.
So it's kind of in a kind of a V or triangle-ish.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like the map that we laid out before, that they can work their way around this way or get into skirmishes in between. But hang on, just a second here.
Okay. I'll figure out something. It may not be usable, but if it's not, we'll work on it again. Fellas.
All right. All right, we're back on. Anyway, so that I just wanted to throw that up there quick to get that idea across to you.
Mm-hmm.
So never mind the spectacular artwork. And other than that, I was just playing with some various textures today. Don't need that anymore. And throwing them into Unity. And I had originally done this as a ground texture with some crystals coming out of it. but I didn't like it. So I modeled up a rock quit and just threw it on there as a rock texture. And then created this texture with normal maps for a sandy rocky texture.
Nice. I like that texture.
That one?
Both of them.
Okay, awesome.
Like, I think if you got another texture to blend with it, it'd look a little bit better, but...
I actually tried it on the ground with both of these, and this one just doesn't work as a ground texture. So, yeah, I'll be working on a secondary texture for this to blend in. And when I threw it on, you can see I threw that one down first, but when I threw it on the rock texture, for whatever reason, the shader went wacky on the terrain and turned it, like, to bronze.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks.
So... But I wasn't happy with it there anyway, so I just covered it with this one. And there you go. So that this will be the rough size of the terrain for the map we're talking about. And we will. What my goal is, once Nelson is caught up enough to have us back to having Friday night tests, is to no longer have the cartoon characters and map for the test. I want us to have at least a basic MOBA map ready to go for him. So.
And if we can't get character models done, can I model some sand penguins? Because those should be pretty fast.
Oh, I have never known a sand penguin not to be quite a character. So. But absolutely,
only if you
I will
animate
animate sand penguins sliding down like one face of thing.
That'd be stairs. That's their stair animation.
and Kevin, I'm sorry, you will have no idea what we're talking about. That's okay. It's a very old standing joke.
Hey, can the Aletheian? I had the idea that the Aletheian's feet could really clasp on to things like, say, a tree branch or something like that. Can they be bendable like that?
They can,
because
you are talking about a significant amount of animation.
Well, the thing is, because I've had the idea forever, but I haven't vocalized it. But I've had the idea that instead of, just because how they walk on their feet, I just thought stairs as we make them is just not optimal for them. But especially with their big claws and stuff. But like if they were instead of stairs like that, but they were, you know, like they were rounded things, kind of like a series of tree branches,
like
cylinders,
like a rope ladder. If rope ladders were stairs,
sort of, like a cylinder thing that goes up, yeah, and so like they would clasp from one, you know, cylinder to the next.
So basically, stairs made of cylinders instead of regular stairs, maybe.
Yeah, so they could clasp, you know, on and.
As a human male, I would be nervous about going up those stairs, though, because I'd be very worried about missing a step on accident.
Right. I mean, it's even if they were, they could also be like normal. I mean, they could have both setups, but they could have normal steps, but with kind of a little bit of a cylindrical thing. Just think of it like it's almost like a vine coming through the stone steps or whatever, but something so they can kind of they can kind of
perch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like, so they're like, maybe they just, even if it's just their like nails, you know, that's like they actually stand on that, and nails kind of go in there, so they anyway, for one, I thought it would be an interesting and different textural thing to look at. Plus, different. So you go, oh, this isn't human. This is that. Plus,
yeah, the fit I did on the lithium models. If you see them, you will see that the third claw, the one that goes that sprouts from the talon, it's pretty much vestigial, and it's made in a way that it kind of resembles the bottom of the human feet, just bent. So I believe they will. If that's the final model, I mean, we have to see them.
Yeah, can we do that? Yes.
It will be easy for them to just step, plant the talon.
Like for design reasons, if we're going to start, getting into how they would develop the thing, and I'm not really sure what kind of details it go into, but I want to see if that's still going to make sense, because I see the way we make steps be not working very well for them.
Yeah. Well, okay. Can we do it? Yes. Here's what has to happen. Initially, the current model we have, that vestigial toe would probably have to be lowered on the model for the animation to look right. That's fine. We can do that. Secondary, it's a second set of walking animations. And then if you're going to have them do anything like be on tree branches or anything like that, then you're talking at least 2 or 3 blends of animations. So the animation side of it would probably be more of a beta thing once you had all the base animations down. But yes, it is doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, should we go that route, and should
we design for it? Sure, take a shot at it.
Yeah, design for it, because we could just kind of ignore that, but I think it's a good it's just a good reason to make something look a little alien, a little different.
Yeah, I think you could get some very neat looks out of that. So yeah, if you want to design for that, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But just don't design with the expectation that all of those elements are going to show up in the alpha version.
No, yeah, but if you're gonna say, oh, I definitely don't want to do it, then I wouldn't bother, trying to do that. But
mostly because when you do that, you have to actually balance all the body, the entire body for that animation.
And the other thing is I'm trying to think about, the environments. Then we'd need to have a lot of things where those like raspy kind of feet would actually be an advantage. Because if we have like a lot of like deserty flat plains, then like evolutionarily, I don't see how they would have why they would have been kept that as they developed, kind of thing. Assuming they evolved along similar ways to humans, where we traveled around a lot and spread out to a lot of different areas. Just because if you're walking on the ground, like those bird feet probably would not be so good for that.
Well, I mean, we can do the model with that toe lower, but to the rear, kind of like a.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost. I hate to draw the comparison, but almost like a chicken.
Well, the thing, I was still imagining that they would normally walk, especially when they're running, they'd want to be up on their, they would want to have their heel part up, so, but, I think normal walking, but it's just going up things, like it's just so precarious to also be kind of, balanced up. Plus, they have their nails out. So if they, the other thing that you could do is just have really long steps, but or just longer steps. But if it's like human steps, you see them like banging their nails into that and kind of, losing they already are, on their tiptoes, and so it's just you see them really losing balance easily.
Well, if they're walking around on their tiptoes most of the time, because that claw in the back would get in the way if they actually set their feet flat, like they'll actually have a smaller footprint than a human, I think.
Yeah.
So like their stairs would, if anything, be smaller than ours.
Well, but you gotta think they have those big nails that are coming out. So
Even then, I don't think their feet would be any bigger than a human's foot. Like the nails,
steps.
like even the steps.
Okay.
Yeah, the actual feet are bigger, but the footprint they leave behind would...
Yeah, even with those big nails, is about human-sized at the most, considering how big they are.
But I mean, if you think about walking up and your foot, like you're meaning to go the step under, and your nail catches on that one, and you're already on your tiptoes, and so then you're like, it just seems very precarious to me.
But at any rate, yeah, absolutely, you can fiddle around with that. And
Right.
Kevin, just as I promised earlier, and I don't know if it shows up on your guys' screen or not, but I just used black, and wherever I picked up some varying levels of gray, I just kind of used that to let me create kind of an idea of what maybe some Alethian rock structure would look like, and then I just painted over that.
You have transfer on, right?
Hmm?
You have a transfer on.
I haven't even looked at this brush. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, I was coloring pretty hard, so I can see it really clearly, but I don't know if it's coming through over the web very well. But this is just basic silhouetting. If I said, hey, design me a rock spire, and give it a little bit of depth, it wouldn't be too hard to just kind of come up with something. And it's crap because I'm doing it in a couple minutes, but
nah, it's okay.
So this is the kind of silhouetting you're doing an example of what kind of you want me to do.
But when I say, Kevin, if you want to try hand it silhouettes, this is what I'm talking about. It's just something.
Yeah, I do the same with characters. I just do a really strong silhouette in black, and then with maybe 2 or even 3 values, not more than that. I just add planes like you're doing to break to give a sense of depth and form.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty much the process you will want to use because it's fast. You can do several of them, which is usually ideal because normally for the first ones you almost always end up using what you saw. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but
yeah, and when you do them fast like that, there's a couple advantages you gain. One, you have a lot of speed, so that you get the opportunity to try a bunch of different things. And 2, like this one, all I did was actually make a shape, and then when I looked at the varying degrees of black, the shape of the rock kind of hopped out at me. And you get what we like to call happy accidents.
So what Steve is doing right now is he's looking at planes, which is just what direction the different planes are facing, and he has decided that the light is coming on the left side.
The light's coming from here, and because that's what I saw, whether it showed up for you guys or not. What I originally do it was there was some lighter areas on this side, and I said, oh, it looks like a spire with the light over here. And those areas look to me a lot like this looks. They were just a little harder to spot. Again, I don't know if they showed up, but And so you just continue to play with that.
So
Would you kill me if I tell you that I see a Templar's helmet in the ground?
A Templar's helmet?
a what?
A Templar's helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to run with that. I actually see a witch's hat out of the whole thing, but there you go. But yeah, just as a real quick demonstration, that's a great way to do silhouettes. And then when you have one done, you're like, hey, I want to do some more. Control T, shrink it down, and just start another one. Maybe this is more of a Mesa style
Or you
rock.
could create another layer.
I could. The layers are up to the artist's discretion.
But yeah, if you're wondering, you know, like where it decides to put the light and stuff, it's like you just have to imagine what the rocks might look like.
Yep, you just let
where they might facing, if there's a gap in between, and go okay that, and
the initial silhouette, honestly, I mean, in the case of like rocks like this, was just literally scribbling. I had no preconceived notion about what I was going to do.
That's why I like doing landscapes.
Yeah, and landscapes are awesome for that. Much better than scribbling characters.
Yep. Unless you're doing aliens, you can kind of scribble out aliens and monsters.
Yeah, that's true, because, you know, that's exactly what you meant it to look like. No matter what it looks like. And then you end up with kind of a 3D render real quick of, well, this is the idea I had for rocks. And I can look at that and go, oh, okay, a spire or a mesa or, you know, an arch or whatever. So just try playing around with that. That is one of the most basic and most overlooked skills in really learning concept art well.
All right.
All right, guys. With that, we are at 10:02. Those of you who got assignments have them. And Richard, are you still with us? Richard? Richard?
He crashed. He was paying attention to you.
Maybe he did, because it says he's here and it says his mic is on.
Oh. Bad joke.
All right, I'm going to assume that on that hour drive home, he eventually gave up and just plans to watch the recording. So, Richard, when you watch this recording, continue to work on getting the characters done, because that's going to be pretty much Sergio and you. So work with what he's given you and start getting that put together, and hopefully in a few weeks we will have those at a point where we are ready to animate. With that, we will close. Sir, yes, what?
Which character? Which characters?
Oh, he is here. Okay. Good man. Good, then you're hearing me right now. Well, he's working on the low-res model of the human, and as soon as Sergio has the high-res of the Elythian done, they're going to swap, and Sergio will do the high-res of the human, and he will build the low-res to bake the Elythian onto.
Is he using my thing as a reference, or doing something else?
The first thing he's doing is the female character. And since he's already ahead on that, I'm just going to let him run with it. And then once he's got that done, because your character is going to be a little more complex than the one he's doing, so that'll be a good grounding for him, because it's his first character. So that's your job, sir. He says, Wolf, yes, we'll be doing yours next. Can't be heard, it seems. Did you get to see the pistol pick? I've been busy, so no, I haven't looked. Let me see if I can find that quick. Richard, do you know the file name of it off the top of your head?
Sergio, you should put some of
Standard energy pistol.
your standard energy pistol, and no, you should put some of your art in the MMO design forum.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything I do, I put it in the folder in concept art under my name. It's pretty much divided.
No, I know. And that's good. You're supposed to, but you should also put some so just 3D Buzz members.
Post
can.
it into the forum so that people can
The
see what we're
forum.
working on.
Oh, I tried that, but each time I try to post something, I always forgot to actually ask someone. Every time I try to post anything, it accepts it, but it doesn't post. It does the same with the private messages. I tried to answer Richard once, like 3 times, and he never got them. So I finished answering him. At like a last resort, I answered him by Skype, but I don't know why he does that. But yeah, that's why I didn't put anything in the.
I'm gonna make it.
Forum.
I'm gonna make a note, Sergio, and have Nelson take a look at your account and see if there's something fuddled on our end that we can fix for you.
Yeah, maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm not used to forums.
That's probably you.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow, Wolf.
Wow.
I was agreeing with him. Can't do anything right.
I was positive. I was insulting in a very positive manner. All right. Anyway, yeah, and Richard, I know you can't talk to us, but you can hear us. Surprisingly, your medium energy pistol bears a striking resemblance to the pistol that Sergio did in silhouette. So I think you'll be very pleased with what you see there when I get that up. But yeah, this one is meant to be his character Danielle. This is meant to be kind of a medium-sized, bigger than a 9mm, smaller than the 357, I suppose, type weapon. Versus a 9mm and a Desert Eagle. But on that note, we've been here a long time. Everybody has their assignments. And guys, I will see you next week.
See you then.
See ya.
Yeah.